I set the mic up and I just talk, and I just let my mind run. And if you guys relate, you guys relate. But that's really what I've seen, and I'm trying to delete, and add in my life. But when I do add people in my life, I have to make sure that they are bringing a level of value that can help influence me. Because at the end of the day, your relationships are it has to be mutualistic. You can't have a parasitism relationship. Literally, you can't. Who wants somebody just currently like always leeching off them, leeching off their energy? Like, they have to benefit you in some way. And I understand, like, this, we're not talking about like transactional friends. Like, there's no such thing as transactional friends. Like, friends that you hang out with to gain. But at the end of the day, there is a level of mutualism that you have to have with your friends in order for things to flow. Like, at the end of the day, you're telling me, like, you constantly are giving your friend $50, constantly giving your friend $50, constantly giving your friend $50, and he doesn't give you anything. He doesn't give you any more support. He only calls you for $50, right? At the end of the day, one day you're just going to get tired of giving your friend $50 because it's like, what are you doing to benefit me in my life? Like, I'm literally just giving up everything to you. So that's the importance of your friendship circle, literally. Because, like, I don't know. And it's tough, too, because sometimes you might have friends that you grown up with and you was with them and they treated you a certain way and you were with them for a very long time, and then growth just happens and you have to be comfortable with the separation of that. Like, there's some friends in your life that are here for a lifetime, and then other friends in your life that are there for just seasons. And I think those are the seasonal friends are the hardest ones to get rid of sometimes, because sometimes people can put on a chameleon act and they can show you what you want to see. But as time progressed, the little layers start peeling off of it, but you still want to see the former self that they once were. So that's probably like one of the that's the hard person to really gauge. I'm going to be completely honest, because you're still like infatuated with what that person once was, but you're getting the little signs that they are not that person, and you have to, detach yourself. And that is very, very, very hard. Trust me, I know from experience. It is. It is. But if you want to grow and get to a certain level of success, whatever it looks like to you, or whatever you want to be in life, or become that person of your dreams, it's going to require snipping. Literally, it's going to require snipping. And I'm learning that day in and day out. It sucks. It really does. It really does. But like I said, like, there's pain and beauty in everything, and sometimes you got to choose pain to get to the beauty. Sorry for the Hallmark quotes. But yeah, guys, like, I'm just sitting here and I'm like, wow. Like, how can I be okay, you could be in a city and everything's hustle and bustle, and you could drive 20 minutes down the street, and in proximity there is this stillness. And stillness is where you find peace. Now, there are multiple levels of how I find peace, and I believe it's two really for me. I can find peace and stillness, so like sitting and talking to you guys, because you guys are awesome, and we're having a conversation right now. And I'm also finding peace in my pain cave, and that comes through putting myself through mental, physical, whatever that is, stress, to see how my body reacts. Like, right, so detailing my 50-mile run, because I never really talked about it like that, or like what I encountered during that. But I'm just going to share with you guys, like, really what my mind went through. So 50-mile run, I ran it in Bethel Hill. It's in Bethel, North Carolina. I don't know if you guys know that, but it's a very small town, like basically in the mountains. Zero to no people live there. And it's it's an amazing town, but it's very quaint, and it's small. And they have this amazing event every year, and it's ultramarathon. And I ran a marathon the year before that, but I wanted to, and I finished it, and I wanted to test my limits and see if I could finish a 50 miler, because I'm an adrenaline junkie. Like, I crave putting my back against the wall and proving people that don't think I can do it wrong. And I'm pretty sure anybody that's watching this that knows me knows that I am a hyper competitive person, and whatever realm I'm in, I'm gonna bet my money on me, and I'm gonna make sure that no matter what, I'm gonna make sure I finish, and I'm gonna make sure maybe I might not come out on top, but I'm gonna achieve all personal goals in my mind that I set for myself. So 50-miler came into play. And I was like, okay, well, I didn't do as hard of training as I should have for this event, but I'm going to finish it. And I told myself I'm going to finish it. So I went on there on race day, and I was getting prepped. And I had a good friend named Cole and my good friend Parker that went out there with me to be a team. And, have them there for support and moral support as well. Because it's easy to believe in you, but you are 10 times stronger. And I don't care what anybody says. You are 10 times stronger when you have a team that supports you. Now, I can do anything, pretty much alone. You can do anything alone. And you can be very successful doing things alone. But that second layer of support, you never know how far that can get you. And I am immensely grateful for them coming out there and supporting me, because without their support, I wouldn't have had that oomph, and I appreciate that. But you need a team sometimes. And I'm not saying like you can't do it alone, but a team will get you there. I'm on a real estate team. We get each other there, trust me. But anyways, we get there on race day. My buddies are with me. And I'm doing a lot of self-talk, and am I fearful? Yes. Like, am I nervous? Yes. Am I scared that I'm going to possibly get hurt or injured? Yes. Like, all of these thoughts are running in my mind. And just like yesterday, no, not yesterday. Time is flying. But just like the other day when I was speaking on this, you have all these little thoughts, this question in it. But that's how you know you're doing something right. Because when you're afraid to jump, that is literally when you jump. So I jumped, and I got out the car, and I told the camera, because Parker and Cole were filming it a little bit, and I said, at the end of the day, I'm willing to stand firm on what I believe, and whatever happens to me out here, I can firmly accept it because I gave it my all. And that's the approach that a lot of people should take, because you are accessing 50% of how far you can go when you say, oh, maybe I can do this. Go all in and say 100% I can do this. Like, I don't care what happens, I'm going to make this happen. And watch how far you go compared to saying maybe it will happen. Everything is in your diction. There's no such thing as a maybe. If you are firmly sure that you're going to make it happen, then you will make it happen. I'm just saying. So I get into the gauntlet zone in my mind, and I'm telling it, like, look, whatever happens, I'm going to finish this thing. So I get out there on the race, man, and it's in the middle of nowhere. It's probably like 32 people racing, and I'm out there with my mind, man. And the fun thing about racing that I really love is that it's really you versus you. Like, you're running out there with a community, but you're running out there with people. But at the end of the day, those people will run past you, and it will just be you and your thoughts. And, okay, first 10 miles, I'm running with people. 20, running with people. But 30, that's when you start getting alone. Either you left someone or people left you. So those are the moments where you really go inside yourself, and you're like, who am I? Like, truthfully, who am I? And people may think it's funny, like, dude, you can really discover that much insight about yourself from running? Yes, you literally can. And it's insane. Like, you can literally figure everything out about yourself from running, like, a lot. I mean, I'm not saying all your troubles are going to be solved, but I'm saying majority of them most likely will. Because you're going into a gauntlet of your mind, and your mind is telling you all these different things, just like risks. Like, just like all these different risks that you incur. Running is the same thing. It's telling you your legs are tired, you need to stop. It's telling you you can't breathe. It's telling you you're hungry. It's telling you you're thirsty. But the perseverance to keep going is how you really build that foundation in life and also in running. When you're on that course and you're running up these hills and your legs are starting to hurt and you're starting to question and doubt yourself, because life is full of freaking doubts, y'all. Literally. Life is filled of, what am I going to do with myself? How am I going to get through this? And if you don't put yourself in situations where you're going to get through things, then how are you going to know that you can conquer when you are put through that gauntlet? That's why it's important to find that zone and jump into it. But back to the story. So I'm running, and I go on these spills. I can get to preaching, y'all. So tell me if I need to stop a little bit so you can kind of catch up. But I'm gonna speak that real. But yeah. So back to the story. So I'm running up in the mountains, right? And it's very dark. Like, it's pitch black, and it's just me versus me on that concrete. 30 miles, 35 miles down. And I'm thinking, like, dude, I've never felt this gas before. I got salt on my face, like all on my face. I'm sweating out salt at this point, and I'm like, okay, how am I going to get through this? Like, what am I going to do? And something in my mind just said, keep going. 2 words. It's crazy how like all these thoughts in your mind can come about what can happen, but 2 words can literally just keep you afloat and shift your whole perspective on it. Like, keep going. And then people were doubting me, and I had people in my life doubt me, saying I wasn't going to finish. But at the end of the day, like, a million people can tell you you can't do something, right? But if you believe in yourself, you 9 times out of 10 will win. Compared to a million people telling you you can do something, and if you don't believe in yourself, 9 times out of 10 you're going to fail. So I had that self-belief, and just reiterating that to myself on that race, the power of words fueled me through that. So yeah, mile 30, mile 35, I'm running in the dark, man. I'm questioning myself, but those 2 words just keep going, kept trudging along in my brain. Legs was sore, everything was sore. 10 and 20, like miles 10 and 20 wasn't that bad, but the wall really hit around 30. Just recognizing like, dude, I got 20 miles to go, right? So then I'm starting to slow down a little bit, and my buddies are still cheering me on, man, and they're giving me like positive energy, which that's another thing. Having people that spread positive energy to you without any bias, and because a lot of people, and I'm speaking real during this talk today, a lot of people you can feel that maybe they do or they are supporting you, and they're clapping their hands, but it's like you can feel that little bitty clap. Like, it's like throughout all the noise, it's a little bitty clap where they don't really want to see you succeed. But having people that you fully know want you to succeed in your circle is absolutely important, because there are 2 different friends. There are friends that are secretly wanting to be you and do what you want to do, and secretly are rooting against you. And then you have friends that are actually rooting for you, and you can feel it, and it's genuine. And I have people in my circle that I know it is genuine, and those people were out there, and there were people out there supporting from afar as well. So having that out there propelled me, man. Mile 40, I'm going, right? They're telling me keep going, and these guys stayed up the whole freaking time. And this is 11 hours here we're talking about. I ran for 11 hours. 11 hours, almost a half a day. Come on, man. 11 hours of straight pain, grueling, and pushing to the absolute limit. So these guys were up with me, witnessing this and encouraging. 40 miles come by. Legs are shot. I'm like, oh, snap. Okay. My legs feel like toothpicks. It's okay, though. I like it. It gets the grit out the teeth. I guess it's going to get the grit out of my mind. Let's get it. So then I get to 45, 46, and then finally I turn the final loop, right? And something in my mind says, dude, you got some more in the reserve. You better sprint this out. And I might add the video in here or show you guys the video if you guys want to see it. But that last freaking that last mile, I literally ran it in like an 8-minute mile on mile 49 to get to 50. I really like tapped into my mind and said, I'm going to finish it. I'm going to finish it strong. Respect to everybody that jogs across the finish line. Respect to everybody that walks across the finish line. But one thing about me is I was taught from my father, I was taught, in racing or running, not racing, running in general, if you're running a race, finish strong. And that's in any sport. Finish strong. So I ran hard to that finish line. You thought I wasn't? But just the fulfillment that I got, that rush of adrenaline that I got from finishing that race, I will never forget. I would never, ever forget. So it just shows, man, pushing yourself to your limit and putting yourself to different things that, you go into that pain cave. Like I mentioned in the last video, it's so important. And the power of your friends is even more important. Yeah, so that's really what's been going on and like what I wanted to share with you guys today. I mean, I just think that we are a unit. We are a team. It's bigger than me. I hope you guys were able to grab some gems and enjoy some beautiful scenery because I have been. And I hope you guys were able to release your mind and release your thoughts. And if you have any thoughts or anything that you want to share, drop them down below in the comment section or wherever. Hit me up directly or even email me. I mean, I'm open to everything and anything. I love you guys with the utmost of my heart. And I hope that everybody conquers whatever they want to conquer. So stay safe. Contact me. We're going to keep it going every day and keep pushing. Let's get it.